Hi there, this is Chris Maddox from the Wild Woman Project, and I'm speaking to you today because I always speak to you at new moon time, and the new moon is upon us. So the new moon has this really beautiful teaching. If you look up, if you stand outside on this new moon, which is June 16th, 2015, and you look up at the sky, you will actually not see any moon at all. And the teaching there for us is that there is a value in perhaps drawing back the curtains and tuning inward. And that, in fact, that doing that, taking that time, taking that space to cease activity, cease action, are so culturally conditioned to really place a lot of value and importance in the doing of things. And the new moon teaches us that there's a value and there's a purpose in being, and really being with oneself without any expectation or any audience at all. So we make a big deal out of this time at the Wild Woman Project for so many reasons. But one of the reasons is that there is a need, I think, for us to reclaim the value of diving deep within our own hearts and our own being versus feeling the constant need to produce. That perhaps it is of equal value to really take some time and some space and even create structures in our lives so we have the opportunity to get quiet with ourselves and stopping communication for a moment and really tuning in. So Wild Woman moon circles are happening all over the world, and what each leader does in their own way is to create a space for you to pause and to be with your own heart and to connect with other like-hearted human beings, so you really sort of can tune in together. And there's something very powerful about sitting with others and sitting in a sort of a quieter space. So that's what you can enjoy at a Wild Woman moon circle. And there'll be links below this video to circles. And if you look at that list and you don't see a circle that is near you, there are two options. Number one, you could perhaps lead your own circle in your own community, and the next training for that will be in the fall. And the second option is to, in some form, work with me. So I have a new moon companion, which is 2 audio tracks and a dream sheet that you can do on your own, totally solo, at your own pace. You can also work with me one-on-one in a 45-minute new moon session. So there's all sorts of links and all sorts of options in terms of ways to tune in to the rich, deep quality of the new moon time. So for our next new moon, this new moon falls in the astrological sign of Gemini. So that Gemini's sort of fingerprints and feel are really touching the energy of this day and can kind of affect the way in which we choose to tune in. So in Wild Woman moon circles or in New Moon Companion, we have a specific theme. And that theme is inspired by the Gemini energy. So let's take a moment to just talk about what this energy actually is. So the Gemini is the first of the air signs. It's the ruler of the 3rd house of communication, and it's ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of communication and also the planet of our rational intellect, our minds, as it were. So when we're tuning into the energy of this Gemini is insatiably curious, constant interest in new subjects. And this Gemini, this part of ourselves, when we're tuning into this Gemini energy, is like, where are we curious? Where are we asking a lot of questions? Where are we going to find new information? And there is a lightness of being in the Gemini energy. The Gemini energy is an air sign, so themes around thought and the state of one's mind. These are themes to be sort of explored. And we're going to zoom in, as we always do. We always zoom in on a specific theme each time because the energies of each sign are so rich and really so complex. But we actually are going to drop into one single theme for this round of circles. And it has to do with this idea of like the depth of our curiosity. So we're going to be looking at where are the big questions in our life? What is the big question on our hearts? And we're going to be in relationship to that question. We are going to tune into that question which is stirring something in us, and really explore it with great depth and with the tools to kind of carry that question out into the moon cycle ahead, which lasts about 28 and a half days until we meet again on the next new moon. So if you go to Circle, or if you enjoy your new moon companion, you will sort of get into the depth of what is the biggest question in your heart, and we're going to go deeper and deeper into that question and do some exploration around it. So our theme this month is living the questions, inspired by the Gemini new moon. So I sincerely hope that you will make space for yourself this new moon, whether you go to Circle, whether you enjoy your new moon companion, whether you sign up for a one-on-one session with me, or whether you find some other sacred way to honor the time, just so that you have the space built in to really listen to your own heart. That's the sweetness of the new moon time. So many blessings on the cycle ahead, and I will see you over at thewildwomanproject.com.